my mail. My magazine came in today. What could it be? All this chemistry stuff is so exciting. It just wakes the brain up in the morning. Wait, this isn't the right magazine. Where is my September 26th issue of this science magazine? What? How will I ever know what happened?
If you're sitting at home and wondering what happened in chemistry during the week of September 26, 2016, then wonder no more, because I have the stories for you. I have explosives, companies suing companies, FDA approving new drugs, the UN meeting to do antibiotic resistance treatments, and Amerithrax, and a few interesting stories thrown in at the end. The first story is about the New York bombing. Reports from the Associated Press and New York Times suggested that the explosive called Tannerite could have been commercially available to the bomber, but experts say that they doubt that Tannerite alone would have caused the explosion. Officials also detected hexamethylene triperoxide diamine, or in shorter words, HMTD, which is an organic explosive similar to those used in the Paris and Brussels bombings. Tannerite is used to reduce exploding targets for long-range shooting practice. The targets only explode when hit by a fast-moving bullet. But according to the CEO of the company that makes Tannerite, it is impossible for Tannerite to explode by itself. It requires a high-velocity bullet to cause the reaction. Jimmy C. Oxley, an explosive specialist at the University of Rhode Island, stated that Tannerite is very stable and needs a strong initiating shock to cause it to explode, which she says could be caused by HMTD. To use HMTD, there would have to be some sort of synthesis involved to cause it to trigger the explosives. As of yet, there were no reports on how the bomber made or obtained the HMDT. And let me tell you, that stuff sounds like some bad juju. Sanofi sues Merck over insulin patents. On September 16th, the French drug company Sanofi filed a lawsuit against Merck, a company claiming that Merck infringed 10 patents related to Lantus, a long-acting insulin known generically as Glargine. Lantus is Sanofi's biggest-selling product, with sales of $7.1 billion globally and $4.5 billion in the U.S. All I have to say is,
wow.
This is the second time Sanofi has filed a lawsuit pertaining to infringement on their Glargine formula. In 2014, they sued Eli Lilly and Company for infringed patents. They eventually reached a settlement in which Lilly would not sell their insulin until December of 2016. It is unclear if and when Sanofi and Merck will reach an agreement on the lawsuit. Another story is the first muscular dystrophy drug was approved by the FDA. Sarepta Therapeutics has gotten FDA approval for Endoxin 51 for the first drug for treating muscular dystrophy. And that is a definite
yay!
It has been approved in an accelerated program for drugs that treat life-threatening diseases in a clinical area. DMD is caused by mutations in the gene encoding for dystrophin, a protein that keeps muscle cells intact. Sarepta's oligomers prevent the reading of faulty gene regions during mRNA processing. This exon skipping method enables production of truncated but still functional proteins. Approval was granted because of an observed increase in dystrophin in some patients. Further studies and clinical trials will show if the drug improves motor function. Sarepta plans a USA launch of Exondys 51 at the price of $300,000 a year, with money going to other clinical studies, manufacturing, and commercialization. The UN targets antibacterial resistance. The United Nations General Assembly held a one-day meeting on September 21st to discuss the antimicrobial resistance. They met to reaffirm the plan for attacking the AMR crisis. Their goal was to create a global commitment of all nations to address the AMR challenge. Drug-resistant infections have the potential to create an economic damage worse than that of the 2008 financial crisis, and that is, oh my gosh.
Wow.
A draft declaration noted the need to both understand AMR and develop new therapies. and called for effective innovation and new and improved research and development models. One of the newest things that came out of this week was the After Amerithrax, a state of modern biodefense. Billions of dollars and 15 years later, our country has better tools and better capabilities of labs and crews called to protect citizens against biological weapons. But gaps still remain in America's biodefense, according to those serving on the front lines. The FBI has been called more than 1,600 times to investigate white-powdered letters between the years of 2006 and 2012. There are more tools available for first responders now than there were 15 years ago. These first responders need these tools to investigate the identity of a suspicious substance, but there is virtually no standardized training for these first responders of this equipment. Many researchers and even more dollars are being utilized to create better technology for equipment and training for these first responders, and to fill in the gaps that still leave our country vulnerable to biological weapons so that Amerithrax does not happen again. And if it does, we will be able to combat it more efficiently. Now on to the more interesting stories I found in this week's. When rootworms bite, these corn bites back. Well, this sounds interesting. Genetically modified crops required fewer pesticides when compared to their counterparts, since they are able to produce their own insecticides. But insects like the corn rootworm are becoming immune to these naturally occurring insecticides. Scientists began looking for a way to defeat this pest by looking at soil bacteria. They found an unknown protein called IPDO72AA. By injecting this protein in the plants, they studied the corn that was injected with this and non-injected, and it was proven that this protein can kill the corn rootworm larvae. This promotes the plant's longevity and protection. The next story is called Dung Dinner Call. Fruit flies are known for using pheromones to let other flies know about new food sources and where to find romance. But they aren't just releasing these chemicals from secreting glands, but also from their excrement or their poop.
Ew.
Studies have found that fruit fly poop contain a variety of pheromones that are signals for aggregating and mating. The presence of these pheromones may lead other flies to lay eggs nearby. The studies of the poop hope to lead researchers to improve crop protection and longevity of these crops. And that's what's happened in chemistry during the week of September 26, 2016. You're welcome. I'm Lauren, and remember, chemistry is like cooking. Just don't lick the spoon.